Hello, I'm Dr. Salman Tetik from Scholar School System. I'm the lecturer in business programs at the Scholar School System. And the name of the module is Project, and this is week 4. Today we are going to discuss the developing academic writing skills, and we'll be continuing from the last week. But the main focus of discussion will be referencing. Why is it important, and also how to use referencing in our academic writings. So, referencing, what does it mean? Referencing, first I would like you to know. And then, why should we include references in our work? And how do we reference in our work as well? What does it mean, referencing? When writing an academic piece of work, we need to know and we need to acknowledge any ideas, information, or quotations which are the work for other people. This is known as referencing or citing. And here it means that, let's say that you are looking for the subject of talent management. You would like to submit a work, or you have to submit based on the assignment brief. What you need to do, you need to look for other sources have been created and published by the others in the relevant literature. What I mean by in the relevant literature, let's say that this is the topic of the human resource management. What you are going to do, you need to go there. You will check the books, you will search the articles, and you will search the videos and all relevant sources. If you would like to benefit and if you would like to use those sources in your own study, you need to give a pathway to those resources. And this is called as referencing or citation. And why do we do that? And of course we are going to benefit some sort of resources, but in order to avoid plagiarism, we need to give reference to those works. What's plagiarism? It's presenting someone else's work or ideas as your own with or without their consent, by incorporating it into your work without full acknowledgement. It means that there is a resource there is a source, you are benefiting, you are using it in your work, and you are presenting it as it's your own work. If you use the referencing, and you will not be plagiarizing, or you will not be using that work without the consent or something. And why we need to avoid plagiarism? Because first thing, it will develop your ability to examine and determine the most likely outcome from many different and conflicting sources. So if you do that, maybe you're not going to overlap the existing idea and opinion, and it will be originated to your own work. And it will also develop your ability to produce an effective questionnaire or interview schedule to find the answer to an issue. Also, it will develop an understanding of the problems and limitations of research in the field. It will develop your skills in analysis of data. It will develop the ability to draw conclusions and make recommendations. It will develop your ability to manage a project as well. In terms of ethical concern, what type of things could be gained? Employers regard honesty as one of the most important attributes of graduate. Wherever you go, whatever you do in your career, you know that your honesty is going to be one of the essential requirements for the work. So this is another simple thing, submissions or the academic works, and they will be with you as long as you live as well. So employers may consider that if you are not honest in your studies, in your submissions or something, you will be honest at work too. All major religions consider plagiarism to be immoral. By the moral and the perspective, it's that an undesired behavior on the humanity. If you consider yourself an unethical or religious person, you should avoid the temptation or to plagiarize or cheating in other ways. And other ways of cheating, falsification of the primary data. You are collecting data, but you are manipulating it by yourself. It's not ethical, and so it's not a good way. Customized cheating, you are also restructuring your work in a different way. reusing previous work of your own for a new assessment. It has already been done by someone else, or even it has been done and by you in the past, but you are presenting it as a new work or a new study. And collusion, it is another word. So why should you include your references in your work, for references in your work? You should include it to acknowledge the work for others. And first, you are respecting each other in the field. This is the first thing, and you are giving, or you are appreciating their work. And you are also providing an evidence of your own research. It means that yes, you went to the literature and you made a search on the topic. That's why you're able to give reference to those works have been done before. And it also helps you to illustrate a particular point. If there's a specific point you are looking for, and that will help you to get it. And it will also helpful to support an argument or a theory. If you are trying to justify or prove a theory based on your findings, and it could be also a way, because let's say that theoretical discussion, what are the arguments have been created by scholars on the other side, what are the contrary or the opposite opinions and the arguments have been created by someone else. If you are discussing both, what you need to do, you need to find other resources and other discussions in the literature. And most importantly, this is the one of the essential and the dimension of using referencing, avoid accusations of plagiarism. As well as you use the references in your study, you will be avoiding the plagiarism. So how do you do that? This is the main statement of the lecture. When writing an academic piece of work, you need to acknowledge any ideas, any information or quotations which are at the work of other people. This is the referencing that you can use. How does it work? References will be cited in your work in two places. This is very important. First, after the statement that you have used in your study through the other sources, you need to use in-text citation, in-text referencing, where a source is referred to in the text. Okay, so let's say that you mentioned about let's say that talent management, as we have mentioned, you have provided in your work the definition of the talent management from different sources, and wherever the source is obtained, you will put in your work as this citation. And after doing that, the same reference is going to be reflected in the end of the study and the bibliography part, or list of references part, with all details. In the text, we just provide the author's name and the publication or published date. Okay, citing reference in the text, how does it work? We just, as I mentioned, whenever a reference to a source is made, its author's surname, based on the Harvard referencing system, how does it work, and the year of publication is provided. Let's say that if I published it, Citing, when it has been published, it was published in 2019, so I will put that, Citing, 2019. That's it in the text. But let's say that dogs were the first animals to be domesticated. This is the opinion, belongs to someone else. Who the person has this opinion? Sheldrake. When did he publish this work? In 1999. So I'm going to put it in bracket in the text, Sheldrake, 1999. That's it in the text. If the author's name occurs naturally in the sentence, the year is given in bracket as well. If you would like to use it, for instance, according to the Sheldrake, what you are going to do, only in bracket, you will put the date of the publication. That's it. As it's that dogs were the first animals to be domesticated. Or direct quotations or quotes. If you quote directly from a source, you might insert the author's name, date of publication, and the page number of the quotation. and it will be, you know, that you need to put the quotation mark in the beginning and in the end of the statement. This is the first thing. For instance, the same statement, the domestication of dogs long predated domestication of other animals. Okay, you close the sentence by the quotation mark. You have started by the quotation mark as well. And in the bracket, what you are putting, and the surname of the author, comma, year of the publication, and number of the page. And close the bracket and full stop. And another way, a second way, as we have done in referencing, the page number should be given at the end of the quote in separate bracket if necessary, as in the example. And so let's say that Sheldrake, in bracket, we put the date, not the date, a year, as it's that the domestication of dogs long predated that of the other animals. Now, quotation mark has been closed. What you're going to do in the end, you're going to put the page number. Okay. You can do the same way for the authors. If there are more than one author, you can use the same way. Let's say that. And Anderson and Poole, okay, bracket 1998, close the bracket. Note that a narrow line of this separates plagiarism from good scholarship. That's it. This is referencing. In quotation, you will do the same thing, but in the end of the statement, what you are going to do, you are going to put the page number. If there are more than 3 authors, how will you do that? We are using it all. Let's say that there are 4 authors. First, we are using the surname of the corresponding authors. Corresponding authors are the mostly the first author has been given in the reference. So we are using the first named author, later on it all, comma, the year of the publication. And in your example, as you have seen, in the United States revenue from computer games now exceeds that of movies. This is the statement, surname of the author, Klein, it all for the others, authors, comma, and the year of publication. Okay, if the citing works by the same author written in the same year, and let's say that I am the author, I have 2 publications in the same year, and so what I'm going to do, how to give a reference. We make a list, A, B, or C. And for instance, in the example, natural selection can cause rapid adaptive changes in insect populations. So the surname, this is the reference point. It has been benefited, it has been used from the first source, belongs to the same author, Ayala, 1965, A, we put A. And various laboratory experiments have been conducted to assess this theory. The same author, so the surname, Ayala, comma, it has been published in the same year, 1965, but this is going to be B. In the end of the reference list, I'm going to make a list, Ayala B, A, and Ayala B. And don't forget it, in the bibliography, in the list of references, I'm going to use the same type of lettering. And how does it work? Citing secondary sources. When citing secondary sources, what do we do? Yeah, and the state, for instance, here, the example is good. Chef, in 1993, notes that Nintendo invested heavily in advertising. Okay, this is according to the chef. But what we are doing, wherever the source has been obtained, we have obtained this source from the client study. So I will put the details, the reference in the end of this statement as I have obtained it from a second source. Klein, et al., 2003. But this is not a preferable way. If you can do that, try to go to the primary source. Okay, let's say that if the chef has created this opinion, try to find the first source, primary source. If you cannot find the primary source, you can use the secondary source to reach that first source or primary source. And how does it work? Biblio Referencing. The list of references appears at the end of your work and gives the full details of everything that you have cited in the text, but this is important, in alphabetic order, okay, by the author's surname. Let's say that, and another thing, printed books should be referenced using the following format. First, author, editor's surname and initials, year of publication, title of the book, including subtitles. It should be in italic or underlined. Edition, what edition is that? Place of publication, wherever it has been published, and name of the publisher or publishing house. For instance, reference to a book with one author, Sheldrake, comma, R, initial, full stop and comma, publication year, in bracket 1999, the name of the book, dogs that know when their owners are coming home, and other unexplained powers of animals. Okay, this is the title, where it has been published in London, which publish house or the by which the company has been published, Arrow Books. In the book, okay, so reference the book with two authors, Anderson J. and Poole and the M. 1998. Name of the book, Assignments and Thesis Writing. The edition, which edition? Third edition. Where it has been published, Chichester, excuse me, and which publish house or publication? The John Wiley and Sons. Okay. And the journals, how does it work for the journals? Author, surname, initials like the books, year of publication like the book is the same way, title of the article, the same with the book. Here the difference, name of the journal. We put name of the journal could be in italic or underlined, date of publication if applicable, and volume number, issue number, and page number respectively. Let's say that Britain, surname, A, initial, year of publication 2006, how much and how often should we drink, title of the work, British Medical Journal, name of the journal, volume 332, and the issue, and 7552, the pages from 1224 to 25. Okay, or the same way, what's the difference? And the second form, the volume and the issue and the number of the publication has been given in detail. E-journals is working like it's the same way with the journal, an ordinary journal, but in the end we are putting the link to reach that the source. Websites, how does it work? And you can use first author or editor's surname, initials, or name of an organization, year of publication, title, it should be in italic or underlined, edition, and if it is online, we underline online, place of publication, name of publisher, and if it is available, URL, the link is provided as you have seen in the example, Holland, surname, author surname or editor surname, M is the initial, year, citing references is the name of the publication, and online, you are going to put it online, as it's the state was published online. Burnham University, available from where the link and the URL is provided. Okay, yes, thanks for today.